Another time where we use percentages is for sales taxes, and sales taxes are very much like tips, with the caveat that sometimes we need the exact number for the sales tax. Like if you're the cashier, you need to be charging the exact amount of tax. You can't approximate. But if you're in the store and you're trying to figure out, do I have enough money for this item, you can make an approximation and get fairly close, and then that'll be a conservative estimate, and then hopefully your tax will be a little bit lower, and so you'll get some money back. So when we calculate the taxes and we're trying to estimate, and we don't care about an exact value, then we might use some of our strategies that we learned in the previous table. First off, this cost of this purchase is $400. That's a very nice round number. I won't do anything to it. I'll just use it as it is. But my tax rate, and this is pretty normal, my tax rate is a decimal value. And since it's got so many digits, I really can't do that by hand or by mental math. So I might just convert it to something like 8%. And then I might use the 8%, and remember you would divide by 100, so it's going to become 0.08 as a decimal, and multiply that by 400. So you can think of that 8% as $8 per $100 spent. And if we spent $400, then we're taking that $8 4 different times to get a total amount. And also, if you just go ahead and multiply that on your calculator, you'll get 32. And that's an approximation because we rounded our tax rate to something nearby. So if you're in the store trying to figure out, do I have enough money, approximate your tax for this $400 item to be $32, and that would make your total bill about $432. And here we rounded the tax rate to 8%, and then we multiplied that 0.08, which is the equivalent of 8%, by the bill. Okay, remember, if you want to use your calculator for this, an easy way to do that would be to put in 8 and then do the percent button. So we're going to do second and then the parenthesis here, and that'll give us 8%, and then times the 400, and then the equals. So we get 32 that way as well. Then also we have $100 for the cost of our purchase, and a giant tax rate here, the 7.688125, and I think that's the tax rate in Portales, if I remember what I wrote in there correctly. And so this rate you could definitely round to something nearby, and then go ahead and multiply by the 100. It's already per $100, so we could just say, well, we can look at this one and say, since our bill is exactly $100, this is how many dollars we're going to pay per $100. So in our case, it will be $7.69 for the tax. And so you can reason it out that way, or you can go ahead and multiply. Remember, I would do the 7.688125, and then do the percent, and then do the times 100 equals, and I think you can see it there, $7.69, and we do have to round a little. Yeah, because we get that exact tax rate back. Okay, and then of course, add that to your bill. So 100 plus $7.69 will just be $107.69, like that. And on this one, I'll write out what we did. So think of the tax rate as $0.688125 per $100 spent. And since we spent exactly $100, we would have a tax of $7.69. So 2 ways to look at calculating the taxes, and you can look at both of these and try them out, and go ahead, pause the video, or Go ahead and work these problems out before you watch the next video.